Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to week 16. Peak of marathon training is over and we topped it off with an absolutely brutal long run at the end of last week, and this week is the first of the taper weeks. But this first taper week is never easy as we've still got a long way to run. We've still got some tough workouts. Today is Tuesday and I am out for an easy run, as to be honest my legs still feel terrible following that really tough effort last Sunday. I'm going to aim for around 8 miles, but we'll see what we can squeeze in to the time that we have. Right, it's time to get this taper week rolling. Let's go. We've made it through Canary Wharf, we're back out the other side, we're back by the river, now heading south back towards Greenwich. Alright, there we go, that's the first run of the week done, and I will see you tomorrow for a double day. See you then. Here we are back in the park. Tonight's session is one I haven't done in a while. We're going for 6x4 minutes and I'm not really sure what the pace is going to be like, but really I'm aiming for anything below 350 per kilometre, but realistically it's probably going to be a bit slower than that. So right, here we go, first 4-minute rep starting now. Let's go. That's rep 1 done. The kilometre split showed up at about 3:44, so I'm very happy with that. Didn't feel too hard, so hopefully we can hold that for the rest of the workout. Accidentally just ran a 3:40 kilometre for that 4th rep, which is a bit quick. If I was in great shape, then it would be no bother, but just hoping it hasn't taken too much out of me for the next 2 reps. But this is the type of session that I really enjoy, like 4 to 6 minutes of effort with a 2-minute recovery. This is I spent a lot of time doing this type of session, so I finally am enjoying a session for what feels like the first time this block. But 2 left, and yeah, session's going all right, so hopefully that's a good sign for the rest of this taper, but we'll see. Right, 40 seconds to the next rep and then we're off. There we go, guys. That is the workout for today. Done. And it's fair to say that went a little bit better than I expected, as I was actually able to hit the paces I wanted. for what feels like the first workout in about 6 weeks. I've got about a 2k jog home, and then tomorrow I've got another midweek long run. So probably around 20k again, so distance doesn't drop too much this week. Gonna get this jog done. I'll see you tomorrow. So I was just trying to think of a way to introduce this section of the video, because I've been doing a lot of editing. As you might have noticed, I'm like 3 weeks behind on videos, but I feel like every single day I say, all right, it is, and then the day. So yeah, I couldn't think of anything, and I'm nearly 4.5k into this run, so I wanted to get this section of the video rolling. But it is Thursday, and I am out for a 20k easy run. I have done S&C earlier today at lunch for the first time in a few weeks, as I didn't do it last week because it was the peak week, and I've probably only got 1 or 2 sessions left, as I'm not going to be doing it in race week. So I squeezed one in today at lunch, and yeah, my legs already felt pretty tired following yesterday's running, so here we are. It is a beautiful evening out on the Thames Path, as always. So just stick a podcast on and get moving. This is Narrow Street, and this is where the 3-hour pacer overtook me last year. I was still feeling alright, and I personally was still running 3-hour marathon pace. I ran a 4:07 kilometre along here, and the 3-hour pacer that started with me absolutely left me here. So this was the start of the end. Just gone 5:20, and I'm out for an easy run. I've pretty much given it as long as I can to recover, as yeah, I'm still not 100%, same as yesterday. So been for a nice walk this morning with Lydia, and now I'm getting out for the run. But it is the day before the London Marathon, so Greenwich is absolutely crazy, and they put bollards up everywhere, fences are all up, so it's pretty much impossible to run around Greenwich at the moment. But what it means is I am now out on a route that I very rarely run. It's called the Waterlink Way, and it pretty much follows the River Ravensbourne from Greenwich back upriver, and I do not know where I'm going. I think it's this way, as I know I need to go under the railway, but it should hopefully be relatively traffic free and relatively quiet. So I'm going to run 6 and a bit K, and then I'm going to turn around and run back. Alright, this is the arbitrary point where my watch is turning me back around. So, the Waterlink Way does carry on. I have cycled up there. I'm now heading all the way back to Greenwich. Right, 6.2k left. Right, speaking of the London Marathon, there's an athletics track just over here that we're coming up to now on the way back, and it's called the Alex Yee Arena, named after obviously the Olympic triathlete who is making his debut at the London Marathon tomorrow. So it's also home of Kent Athletics Club, and I have been thinking about how sick I am of running workouts by myself. So maybe 5 years into my running journey, it's time I join the athletics club. Maybe Kent AC. There's a few other around me, but this one is definitely closest track to home if I fancied it, but something to think about. Alright, as you might be able to tell by all the carnage that's going on around me and all of these bottles of water and gels on the floor, today is Sunday and it's the day of the London Marathon. Spent this morning watching the race. We made it out to about the 7-mile marker. So yeah, we saw a good chunk of the runners, including the absolute GOAT, my mate Eliud Kipchoge. Really pleased to see him looking strong. And yeah, we were there until about the 3:30 pace that went past. So did our bit, shouting random people's names to give them encouragement. But what that means is, instead of being out for my run this morning, I'm now out later in the day. So luckily it's the first taper week, so I'm not doing anything too crazy today. No more 38k, 26k marathon pace. But what I am aiming for is between 28 and 30k. So round, what's that, 17, 18 miles. Since my workout on Wednesday and then that strength session on Thursday, I've had a bit of a calf niggle, and really I was thinking about it yesterday. It just kind of feels like I haven't really recovered from last weekend's long run. So we'll see how it goes today. But I've managed to get across the route. I'm going to be down on the Thames path where hopefully it's not too busy, and then I will be, yeah, in a little while trying to kick down through the gears to get some marathon pace in. But yeah, it's really hot, so we will see what happens. I'm also testing pretty much my full race kit. So I've got a new pair of shorts on, I've got the 262 shorts on. I just wanted a different way to try and carry my gels, and also to try and fit this camera in so I don't have to hold it for the whole marathon in 2 weeks' time. Got them on today to test them out, and we'll see how they go. Right, down by the river now, so gonna relax for the first bit, get warmed up, and then we'll kick into some marathon pace in a section. Let's go. There we go, much quieter now we've made it out of Greenwich. So hopefully the Thames path stays this quiet and we can just get away from the noise, focus on my own run, because it's easy to get swept up in the marathon hype of the day. But for me, I've still got 2 weeks of training left, so my training's not over. I've still got to focus for 2 more weeks. But fortunately it's still the taper, so I don't have to stress too much. But just got to be careful I don't undo any of the hard work that I've already put in by getting myself injured. Right, here we go. Aiming for 4:15, but yeah, no pressure, we'll just see what happens. Also, more of a test to see if the gels fall out of these shorts. Right, let's go. Right, there we go. That is 6k of marathon effort in one go, and the pace was not really there, to be honest. I was around 4:20 for each kilometre, but I'm just not going to force it. If this is my marathon pace, then you know, this is my marathon pace. I'm not going to go all in today, try and hit 4:15, and then be too fatigued for race day 2 weeks today. So we're at 13k total distance, going to turn around at 15 and then run back. So yeah, that's 6k marathon effort. I might go for another 6k, but also I might just leave it there. So gonna get a gel down and then see how I feel. Just coming up to 16k. When we do, we're rolling back into marathon pace. Right, here we go. So bad news, guys. I can feel that twinge in my left calf. So I'm just going to run it easy from here back home. So I managed 2k before it started to play up again, which means 8k total marathon effort for today, which is 5 miles. But I'd rather play it safe today and run well in 2 weeks time than push on for another 2 or 4k and jeopardize the race in Copenhagen. So hopefully it'll be fine whilst running easy. I should be able to hit the distance, but yeah, for now just 8k marathon pace, which is enough. I'm happy with that. Not quite as much as I wanted, but yeah, good enough. Right, we're at 18k, so gonna keep running easy and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So good. Right, let's get back to the Thames Path. It's about a kilometre later. I've absolutely necked this drink. So nice and cold. Right, 4k left. Let's get home. I'm ready for a beer. Right, and with that, thank you very much for watching. If you've watched this far in the video, then I'm very grateful. If you've enjoyed this video, then please leave a like down below. And if you want to follow along as we build all the way to the Copenhagen Marathon in just 2 weeks' time, then please hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye-bye.